Live pigeon shooting. Jesus Christ.
All right, we've released the pigeons. We shouldn't have done this in a
Oh.
stadium. Duck!
It's going everywhere. Ah.
Hello and welcome back to Kill A Delibird. And guess what? The games have arrived. We are at the big event. This is To Kill A Delibird, the Pokemon rewatch anime podcast that takes Pokemon episodes, dissects them a little, has a lot of fun with them, throws in some various comedy parts, tries to compare them to literature, sees how that goes, etc. We love the etc. So I'm Graham. I'm the one that isn't a huge Pokemaniac, but have been learning a lot along the way. I'm joined by my co-host, Kellan, who is the Pokemaniac. Kellan, how are you doing this week?
I'm lovely.
Oh,
And I would say the etc. is arguably probably the best part of the podcast.
the etc. is really the meat. Yeah. The etc. is the onions. The onions are the best part of any dish.
It's the layers.
Don't ask.
It's the layers, yeah. Like ogres.
I just
all
like
about
how
the
they
layers.
taste.
That too. Onions are very versatile.
And onions
And we
are
love
an
them.
S tier vegetable.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome back to To Kill A Delibird, the vegetable tier list podcast. Onions are S tier. Does garlic count as a vegetable? Because if so, that's S tier.
Does it?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I mean,
I
they're
never
like
thought
it's
about
like
that.
a seasoning.
Yeah. Celery is S tier. That's a hot
Celery
take.
is S tier. That is a hot take. But you know
Celery
what?
is delicious. And everyone that doesn't like celery is weak.
I've actually recently been a celery convert. I used to think it was
Good.
like a D tier vegetable. I do like celery. And I think it adds a nice flavor to dishes too.
I just like celery on its own. It's crunchy and it's refreshing.
It is refreshing. It's like a good way to up your hydration.
Exactly.
Just chomp on some celery, you feel pretty good.
Delicious. Put some cheese whiz on it.
Oh,
Great.
well, I don't do that, but yeah, you could.
That's the only time I would put cheese whiz on anything.
I haven't had cheese whiz in like 15
Yeah.
years. I forgot that was a thing.
It's my dad's like go-to cheese, which upsets me.
What? Really? Of all the cheeses?
Yeah. You never do that? Yeah, he uses cheese whiz for like everything he
Wow.
uses cheese for.
You know what?
Yeah.
Your dad makes fun of me for stuff, and he is standing on pretty rocky ground. If that's his go-to cheese. So that's all I'll say about that. Well, maybe we'll do a full vegetable tier list at some point.
Someday.
No one will want to listen to that, though.
We'll do it as YouTube. Next time we're in
carrots
person.
are A tier.
Next time we're in person, we'll gather up as many vegetables as we can find, and we'll do a YouTube video.
Okay,
for it. It'll be
okay.
fun.
Cherry tomatoes, S tier.
Mm-mm.
Grape tomatoes, B
Mm-mm.
tier.
D
Regular.
for both.
What?
I don't like I don't like the little tomatoes.
Oh my god, they're so good. They're like a burst of flavor.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't care for the bursting.
Anti-burst stance.
I don't like fruit gushers either. I think there's something about the bursting.
Oh,
I
so you
don't like the
bursts?
bursting.
You don't like bursts?
Yeah, I guess
Oh,
not.
you wouldn't like those salmon roe either in sushi. The ikura, little salmon eggs that burst when you bite into them.
Probably not.
Yeah. Welcome back to To Kill A Delibird, where we list things that burst.
Burst.
Bubbles. The economy.
Oh, topical.
Is it?
That's always
There's
topical.
always something going on with the economy.
There's always some shit with the economy.
That crazy economy.
Ugh, groceries. Boo.
Ah, boo. Yeah, okay, so you know why I led this with saying the games have arrived. We have done it. We've been hyping this up for many weeks.
39
but,
weeks, baby.
Ash has arrived at the Indigo Plateau, at the Pokemon League itself.
Finally.
This
Holy
is
shit.
the big finale of the Indigo League episodes. And this
But that's in the finale this episode.
No. It's the beginning of the end.
We're stretching this out
it's
over
the
3
end
weeks,
part
baby.
One, final part 1, part 3. We've borrowed Attack on Titan naming conventions. Kellan, someone commented once about Attack on Titan naming conventions, and you didn't know what that was about, right?
No, that was just because I changed the naming convention on the title for the movie.
Yeah, I'm trying to find the actual name of the last season. It's like the final season part 3, part 2 or something. Like it has final in the name and then parts, which is like
Beautiful.
kind of misleading. And I can't find it for some reason now.
Speaking of the movie, I kind of wish that we had originally just done that in one part, because then we would have cleaned off the indigoleague in a nice round 40 episodes. That would have been cool, but whatever.
Yes. And you like things
well.
to be nice and clean, but you've
C'est la vie.
paired yourself with a very messy co-host who's bringing a lot of co-host. I mean, a lot of chaos co-host.
A lot of
chaos. Okay, yeah, there's Attack on Titan Season 4, Part 3, Episode 2. I mean, the episode thing makes sense. But yeah, they have a lot of parts for their final season. And it was a big deal when it was going into its final season. And then its final season wasn't its final season, even though it's still named Final Season. Which is just,
classic.
Wow, crazy.
Oh, man.
So the episodes we will be getting into in a bit here, in case you're new to the podcast, we do like to have a bit of color to the beginning.
It regularly takes us a while to get to the actual Pokemon.
Yes, but we're not stalling. This is really the fun part, you know?
This is us catching up after a week.
Right, and we're hopefully injecting into you creativity, humor, art, everything in between. But the episodes we will be getting to eventually are episode 74, All Fired Up, and episode 75, Round 1 Begins. And these episodes have, they have an Olympic Games sort of energy to it.
And they kick ass.
They're good episodes. Yeah, I agree.
Mm-hmm.
They feel like the Olympics have come to town. You know, Canada's hosting the Olympic Games. Everybody from different countries has showed up. There's a lot of hype around them. It's got that sort of excitement and fervor.
And they're great episodes. I mean, it might just be, from all the filler lately, but, it's good stuff.
It's refreshing to have plot, would you say?
Mm-hmm. It is.
This plot is delightful. Stakes.
Finally,
yes.
Some good fucking plot.
Well,
Do you get that meme?
I thought that...
You didn't get my Drake and Josh meme last week. Did you get that meme?
No.
Oh my god.
What are your references?
Gordon Ramsay, Kitchen Nightmares, delicious. Finally, some good fucking food.
Ah, that's the Gordon Ramsay line. I think that was a little bit of a stretch.
Ugh, you uncultured.
So the Olympics have come to town. How do you feel about the Olympics, Kellan?
The Olympics are fine.
The Olympics are fine. I need to get more words out of you.
I don't watch them.
Fine. Kick ass. Wow.
I don't watch the Olympics, so I don't really have an opinion.
Right. So you're not that familiar with what kind of events have happened. Maybe once or twice.
I get
that got thrown away. You get the big
the
picture.
References that are in the episodes.
Right, but I might have a bit of a treat for you.
Okay.
Yes.
Or are we top 10 Olympic traditions?
I have done some hardcore research, okay?
Excellent.
I have discussed with a lot of leading experts in the area of athletics and otherwise, insiders from the Olympics all over the world. And I have found that there are quite a few events that were tried at maybe 1, 2 Olympics, and that had incidents or controversy tied to them and weren't tried ever again. So these are failed Olympic events, if you will. Epic fails in the Olympics. I'm going to walk you through the top 10 failed Olympic events throughout the ages. Are you interested in that?
I'm so interested. I'm always interested.
All right. So, number 10. You've heard of hot dog eating contests, but in ancient Greece, they tried a hot dog beating contest where everyone in the Colosseum threw hot dogs at each other. They called it a waste of food and didn't do it again.
Yeah, a little bit of a waste.
Little bit of a waste. It sounds kind of fun, just chucking hot dogs.
That's just a food fight. Why does it have to be hot dogs? Why can't it be anything else?
Well, they tried hot dogs, and it was a tragedy.
Idiots.
These dogs are so hot.
All of them.
Which brings us to number 9. So this is also throughout the ages, and we're going to be jumping around different eras a lot. So that was ancient Greece. Let's fast forward to the 1992 Olympics, when, in an effort to sell more Game Boys, Nintendo lobbied with the IOC to have a 1v1 Tetris event at the Olympics. Now, the event lacked any athleticism, so the IOC would only allow it on the condition that participants had to run while playing. However, as you would know, Kellan, Game Boys required link cables for PvP, resulting in competitors to effectively be tied to each other. Many people were unfortunately injured in the event, and even worse, tens of Game Boys were broken.
Oh no!
No,
not the Game Boys. Was there local play on Tetris for Game Boy?
I think so.
I did not know that.
Someone can correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe they, if I fucked up my years and it wasn't in the original, then they added it in the Game Boy Color version. Because there was a Game Boy Color update, but that came in like 99, I would say. So yeah, they did a lot of like DX versions, and DX I guess was deluxe, but they were just like they were very similar in quality.
They're just colors.
They're just colors.
What a revolutionary!
What a revolution! What the Game Gear did 10 years earlier. It only sucked up 1 million AA's every 5 minutes. All right, so
number 8,
$8 in the jar. At the 2004 Olympics in Athens, they arranged a Lord of the Rings extended edition marathon. The IOC approved it because they're normies, and they figured that finishing the trilogy was a challenge. It didn't work because everybody who entered finished it easily and loved it with a standing ovation.
That seems unrealistic.
Oh, no, it seems so obvious. They all showed up in cosplay.
Number 7.
Lubed up slip and slide races.
Oh, that I would watch.
That sounds like a blast.
That sounds
you might be wondering, why didn't it keep going? That sounds incredible. Well, it was considered too close to the luge, and the Luge Sled Designers Union lobbied the IOC to shut it down. They felt threatened because you didn't need sleds. The problem was, lubed up slip and slide was so fun that the world actually had to have its collective memory erased, or the event would continue organically. I got this scoop from an old man outside of Tim Hortons, so you know it's true.
That's the best credible news source. The old guy outside the Timmy's.
The old guy outside the Timmy's who's like yelling.
Whose Facebook profile photo is him in a truck.
Right. And with those
yelling about flat earth.
Sexual desires to Trude. I can't say his name. Sexual desires towards Trudeau stickers. Really expressing their own sexuality in a somewhat violent way. Well, speaking of violence, number 6, herding cats. This is where the origins of the phrase came from. Competitors would have to herd cats through a series of hoops. However, in one old incident, this is an ancient times one, the cats rioted and destroyed the stadium. This led to the dark age of Olympics where they were banned for 100 years.
You could have said that the cats were so hard to herd that the first cat herding event is still ongoing today, and I would have believed you.
That's a good joke, actually.
Yeah.
I like that. Really puts a bow on it. Well, what definitely isn't ongoing today is number 5. At the Sydney Olympics in 2000, Budweiser funded a "What's Up" competition. Competitors had to say "What's Up," and the judges voted on the best performance. The IOC banned it after 1 year with the official statement, "That was cringe, bro."
I want to hear anybody in a super position of authority and power say, "That was cringe,
That was
bro.
cringe.
That was cringe."
Right, especially how like corporate speak is so I don't know, it's so verbose, and it's like they can say a lot without saying anything. Just cut to the chase. That was cringe. Number 4. This competition was called "You Smelt It, Now Who Dealt It?" Competitors are blindfolded and put in a crowd of people. One person in the crowd farts, and the competitors had to find and identify the person. I do not know why this one is outlawed. Maybe just nobody wanted to compete.
Yeah, probably.
Sounds kind of intense. I don't even know if people have that ability. Maybe a dog.
To fart on command?
No, to detect someone who farts with your nose.
Yeah, I don't know if people have their own,
I guess the farting in command is
signature
kind of an issue.
Fart sense.
Yeah. Like a
cologne.
farting of fingerprint, if you will. All right, so this is a wild one. Number 3, the cheese toss. The year 1278, Scotland. Dane Duggan of the Dunshires held a cheese toss where strongmen hurled wheels of cheese as far as they could. The event summoned the Rat King, and the Dunshires were destroyed, and to this day, ran by rats, and moderately successfully at that. The Rat Empire of the Dunshires. The rest of the world, cheese tossing is an international crime. Someone once flicked a cheese string by accident and was on Interpol's watch list for a decade.
That reminds me, did you know that there is a small village, I believe it's a small village, in somewhere in Britain, in England, where there is an annual event where people toss cheese wheels down a hill and then try to beat the cheese down the hill?
And try to race it down the hill. I have heard of this.
Yeah.
And weirdly enough, I've heard it's actually kind of dangerous.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it is. It's incredible.
Why are we
there's
doing this to cheese?
There's an episode of a docu-series on Netflix that covered it. That's where I heard of it. And yeah, it's like, you got to be fucking prepared.
And
otherwise
that
you could seriously hurt
British
yourself.
as heck, right? Like,
yeah.
England, Scotland, Wales, like, no offense, guys, love you. But if somebody is having cheese-themed competitions, it's you guys.
Like the cheese can reach up to 110 kilometers per hour.
Oh my
God.
God.
That's a fast fucking cheese.
Oh my God, that's a cheese-ta.
What?
Cheetah? Cheese-ta?
Boo.
Boo.
That was bad.
Which is what everyone said during this next competition. Number 2, competitive beard growing. Competitors had to shave at the start of the event, and the first person to grow a beard wins. It's really hard to tell who won, though, because the judges would get so bored or fall asleep or go for waffles, etc.
Ooh, waffles.
Waffles, am I right?
Ooh.
They sold so many waffles that year.
Fuck the beards. I want a waffle.
And that brings us...
Number one.
Well, you've heard of competitive Pokemon, but have you heard of competitive Pokemon watching? Competitors need to watch 2 episodes of Pokemon and make a podcast about it. The event is done with teams of 2. This event doesn't actually exist yet, but if it ever does in the future, this is the only way that you and I would be able to compete in the Olympics.
We're shoo-ins. We are shoo-ins, baby. Let's go.
What if we still lose? That would be crazy.
That would be sad.
Yeah.
Oh.
We're not even the best at the random niche thing that we made up and do semi-competently.
You think we're semi-competent at this?
Yeah.
I would say maybe like a quarter.
Quarter competent isn't really a word, is it?
Yeah, well, now it is. I made it up.
1/8 competently.
Woo! Let's go.
Operate at 20%, 100% of the time.
All right.
Well, that brings us through the Olympics.
Let's talk some Pokemon Olympics, shall we?
Yeah, let's get into it.
So yeah, we're looking at episode 76 today, all fired up, as well as episode 77. Round 1, begin! So let's jump into episode 76, all fired up, where we are finally at the Indigo Plateau. It's taken us a long time, 75 episode journey to get here. We are finally at the Pokemon League. Ash is so excited, he screams, makes Togepi cry.
Crazy.
He is freaking the fuck out.
Ash is too heated, too excited. The opening ceremony is tomorrow, and he is losing his shit.
Mm-hmm. He's very, very confident, possibly too confident. And they are approaching as they see a bunch of people waiting alongside the road with these little flags. And Ash is like, oh my God, you're here for me? Oh my, thank you, everybody. So kind, so thoughtful. They're not there for him, obviously. No one knows who the fuck this kid is. Right. They're there for the Torch Runner.
Oh, yes. The Olympic ceremony, the Indigo League ceremony, has an Olympic tradition where the flame from ancient times, which is supposedly the flame of Moltres, is carried into the stadium. And Ash doesn't know what a Moltres is, so this is a nice device to sort of teach the viewer. So he brings up the decks.
Yeah, and Moltres is one of the legendaries of Generation 1. It is a big firebird.
Oh,
it's a bird that is on fire.
It's a firebird that's on fire.
Yep, that's it. That's Moltres.
I like that as a song name, like a metal song.
Firebird on fire.
That is on fire.
I love Moltres. Moltres is my favorite of the Gen 1 birds.
Yeah, great design. I don't know which one I like best. I think the legendary birds are pretty cool looking.
They're all very good.
Yeah.
Yeah, we kind of noted this is a reference to the Olympic torch that runs into the Olympics. Did you know that I have actually seen the Olympic torch in person.
Wow. No.
Yeah, back in 2010, the Vancouver Olympics,
Yeah.
the torch came through my small town on my birthday.
Wow, that is random.
It was cool. It was pretty neat.
I didn't know that. They did like a cross Canada thing with it.
Yeah, I guess so.
That's very cool.
It came through our tiny ass little town, and I got to see the Olympic torch. That was a neat day. A cool day.
That is a neat day. Wow, very neat. Wow, you seen the torch, but you didn't know about the 1278 cheese toss.
No, I did not. I'm a fake fan. I'm sorry.
Fake fan for fake news.
So Ash wants to catch a Moltres now that he's heard about it, because of course he does. You could tell Ash that fucking blade of grass next to his foot is a Pokemon, and he'd be like, "Oh, I'm gonna catch it.
It's Grassamon."
Ah!
Yeah, he really would. And he doesn't know what the hell is a Pokemon half the time.
No. But he also wants to carry the torch, and he's very bullheaded about this. He runs up to the guy that's carrying the torch. He's like, "Yeah, hey, I'll take him over from here. Don't worry about it. I got you. I'll take the torch from here." And Jenny's like, "Hey, what the fuck are you?"
Yeah, wee you. The cops are there. They're actually escorting the whole convoy. And Jenny says only approved competitors. Ash says, "I am a competitor," and she's like, "Well, you need like explicit approval." Brock and Ash are both being like, "But Jenny, we know you," and she's like, "No, you don't." No, you don't.
Yeah, Jenny's like, "You're causing a situation. You could be harmful." And Brock's like, "Ash? Harmful? Are you kidding me?" Brock is like mean to Ash in this episode. It's great.
Yeah, I guess he is a little bit.
Yeah, only approved competitors can carry this torch. But then some old guy with a beard jumps up on the van, and he's like, "Whoa, we should give Ash a chance." He sees the heart in Ash, and Ash is like, "Are you Santa Claus?" Ash, Ash, you've met Santa Claus.
Oh my God, you're right. Well, maybe that's why he said it. Like, it seemed like a weird thing, and this old man, kind of has like a, what'd you call me, Santa Claus? Maybe he was being literal. He actually thought that was his old buddy, Santa Claus.
Oh my God, Santa! I haven't seen you in like 40 episodes. Holy cow.
Yeah, holy crap, Santa. Are you still stuck at the hoverboards level of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles?
What?
Because I got past it. Oh, him and Santa play video games together.
Oh, do they?
In this canon,
I missed that part of the episode.
Ash and Santa playing Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles on the Super Nintendo. That'd be great.
So this is President Good Show of the League Committee. What an on-the-nose last name.
Yeah.
He's put on a good show from Good Show. He sees the spirit in Ash and lets him take up the torch to the Indigo Plateau. And so Ash is off. He's got the torch. He's in his little running gear as Team Rocket watch from the balloon, of course. They want to steal the flame this week.
Now, Ash and Pikachu, yeah, they're running. They're in, Ash is in track clothes. Pikachu's running along. It's great. Crowd's cheering. Knows the importance. Team Rocket spying. Yeah, they have some nice lines here. The twerp has the torch. Well, that really burns me up. We're going to filch that flame.
And so running down the road, Ash and the gang hear something. And a fissure in the ground splits open, and all the vehicles following Ash fall into the hole. Oh my God, who could this have been? It's a hole. It's Team Rocket.
This is like an S-tier hole.
It's a very good hole. Very good hole.
Like, it's a level up from the Samurai Fruit hole of last week. We're now in a full-on earthquake.
And so we get the motto. Nothing's different. It's just your basic motto. Meowth lands on Ash's face, slashes him up, makes Ash kind of throw the torch into the air. It's like, "Oh, he's a regular flamethrower."
That's so good.
Classic.
You killed it, Meowth. Nail on the head.
And so Meowth catches it. He gets burned by the torch.
He lit on fire.
He lights on fire. True. Right. Yes. He throws it. Pikachu catches it. Meowth is running around like a
like Wario from the Wario Land games when your pants get caught on fire and you move in one direction. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes. I was just trying to think of a chicken Pokemon.
Oh.
Like a Torchic with its head cut off.
There you go.
And I think I've used that joke before, actually.
Like a Torchic with its head cut off is pretty funny, though.
Yeah, that's sad. Torchic's so cute.
Well, so is chicken with a head cut off. So are a lot of idioms, you know?
So yeah, he's running around. He's on fire. James tries to have Victory Bell extinguish him by like putting Victory Bell over top of it to eliminate all the oxygen. This does not work somehow. It just catches Victory Bell on fire as well.
Bulbapedia calls this out, that this is some cartoon physics, that even though Victory Bell is suppressing the oxygen there. So in theory, that it should have worked? I don't know.
You would think.
You'd think.
But also, like, Victory Bell is a plant. The fire should probably catch it
might
really
just not
quickly.
have worked that well.
Either way, Ash decides to help with Squirtle. He's like, ugh, fine. I guess I have to do this. So he sends out Squirtle.
I'm gonna regret this, but whatever. Gotta do the right thing.
Water gun extinguishes him, and then, I don't know why she did this, but Jessie like grabs Meowth by the legs and just like rips him, like pulls his legs, stretches his legs really far, like that hurt me viscerally.
I didn't notice that. Why did she do that?
I don't know. And it's like, I feel like you could rip Meowth's crotch like that. That looked very painful.
Yeah, plus hurting cats is like a sign of a serial killer.
Yeah. So she stretches his legs out really violently and then like slams him on the ground. Jesse. We knew you were the bad guy, but good lord.
But
that's just abuse.
Is the best.
So James launches at the torch. Pikachu throws it, shocks him. Ash grabs at it, and so does Jessie. They both dive it. They grab it together.
So Ash helped them, but they still want the torch.
It's Team Rocket. What else do you expect?
Yeah.
And so they're like fighting over it. Eventually, Meowth comes in and tickles Ash so much that he lets go of the torch, and Jessie's got it. And
when Jessie and him are pulling it, Squirtle is like pulling on Jessie's face.
Yeah.
And then Meowth tickles Ash, and well, who can resist a tickling?
And so yeah, they take the torch up in the balloon, and the others have finally gotten out of the hole. Took them long enough.
When they're leaving Team Rocket, you can't hold a candle to me. And I think it's James who says, fire away, to which Meowth goes, that's a good one. I like when they compliment each other's puns. Like, that's what they care about. Like, their schemes are terrible, but as long as they have really good puns, like, it's all worth it.
The President Good Show is like, oh, don't worry about it. You don't need that flame. And he opens up his jacket pocket, and he's got this lantern with another flame in. He's like, I always carry a spare. Don't worry about it. What?
Like, that was bizarre. He's like, don't worry, I got it. Opens his shirt. Huh? He's got a flame in his shirt.
I don't know. I can't parse any logic out of this one.
You never heard of the old shirt flames? All of the Olympic leaders have them.
But meanwhile, the flame on the torch that Team Rocket has is starting to go out, and they're like, "Oh God, how do we do this?" Meowth looks underneath, and he's like, "Hey, you just gotta turn up the power." And so he cranks it, and it flames up real hard, and then it extinguishes it. They zoomed out onto a long shot of the balloon to show how big this flame got. I was really hoping there'd be a fun little, just a simple little gag where when the flame did that, their balloon would rise a little bit because it's a hot air balloon.
Yeah,
like. Come on.
Just a little bit of a touch. Just shake the frame a little.
Just a little science. Come on.
A little science. That's all we
science. Need. We haven't had any fucking science in this show over 70 episodes.
Well, Team Rocket's dreams are up in smoke.
And so back on the road.
Gang. Yeah, they relight the torch with the Good Show's shirt flame and continue.
And this is awesome. Because as they're lighting the flame, the Pokemon theme song starts up again, and he's running, and they start into the song, and it's not even the first verse of the song; it's the second verse that you never hear at the start of the episode.
So it really made me. I thought it was just an alternate version at first. I'm like, oh, this is like familiar but different. Cool.
It's so hype. It's incredibly hype.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. And then we just get like a montage in the background. Oh, the whole gang's pitching in, gets carried in different ways. So Ash and then Misty, and then Brock actually closes it out. And I gotta say, how good does our homeboy Brock look in that basketball jersey? He's wearing a basketball jersey while he's running, and it suits him.
I was gonna say, this is bullshit. Because at the start of the episode, the Brock and Misty get to carry the torch. We heard explicitly at the start of the episode, only approved competitors can carry the torch.
Yeah,
Brock and Misty aren't competitors.
We also learned that Good Show, President Good Show, doesn't give a fuck about the rules. He's like, you know what? I know rules are there for a reason, but I'll break them if you seem like a dope ass homie. That's exactly his words.
It's dumb because Ash is a competitor, yes, and Good Show approves him. Brock and Misty aren't competing in shit.
I don't think it's dumb at all. Good Show really showed us right away that he's good at picking people based on their, intrinsic value or something. He's like, he can like peer into their soul. That's what Goodfellas is all about.
Whatever.
I think he'll let anybody take it. That would be funny if after Brock's running, he passes it to just like some guy off the street that they grabbed.
You, come here.
Yeah. And then like a 5-year-old girl. And then like a dog is carrying it. Like it's just like going through all of these. And then Ash and Misty and Brock like don't feel special anymore and they get really sad. That'd be hilarious.
So they're arriving at the stadium. It's empty apparently, but it'll be full in the morning for the opening ceremonies where they'll light the torch. Now, call me crazy, but I feel like
crazy.
thematically, yeah. I feel like thematically, it would make so much more sense in the world of Pokemon. 'Cause maybe the Olympics do this. I don't actually know. But wouldn't you think that the opening ceremonies would be timed to the point where the torch gets to the stadium?
That's what I thought was happening, but maybe they like used to try that and they found it was so unreliable because it's like hard to time perfectly. So like the opening ceremonies kept getting delayed. So then they just like changed it.
I just feel like it makes the ending of the torch run a very
and it's all a formality since President Good Show's taking that shirt flame on an airplane somehow. He's taking that shirt flame everywhere.
Yeah, this was the 90s. It was a lot more lax. You could
smoke
take Moltres flame
planes.
everywhere.
You could light it with your shirt fire.
They're at the League Village now, which is another Olympics reference because all the athletes live in the Olympic Village during the Olympics. I'm assuming a lot less activities go on in the League Village.
Sex and drugs is that what you're getting at?
Yeah.
I have heard.
So Gary's here now as well. He got there first, obviously. He's Gary. He's still an asshole. I didn't break down any of his lines.
Asshole. Still got the cheer squad with him. He's drinking tea. Yeah, he's not that interesting here. His pointer just that thinks that Ash sucks ass, like usual. He's telling Ash that he didn't study the competition. That's kind of it. It's like whatever. Yeah. This was basically just like, oh yeah, and Gary. that was it. Yeah.
And so it's nighttime. Ash can't sleep. He's feeling small. The rude things that Brock and Gary said to him before are keeping him up at night. He's feeling weak, so he needs to go out. He goes into the stadium and he walks out onto the field, which I'm very surprised this is not locked down at night. But he walks out onto the field.
Yeah, you could do anything.
He walks out onto the field and he's like, "Oh my! I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna win if I apply myself. If I do my best." And President Good Show is also there up in the stands looking over something. And this is where I noticed a few times in this episode, President Good Show has this like quirk of rubbing his nose.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Like Santa Claus.
No, I think he's on coke.
Oh, yes. Right. So this is the Olympics. We have the Pokemon Village orgy location. We have the commissioner who does fancy expensive drugs, and he goes to talk to Ash about doping. He sees
I'll give you a little bit, don't tell anybody. Don't tell anybody.
You just need a little pick-me-up. You've already gone past the pee test, right?
So the next morning, we see the opening ceremonies are underway. A big ball opens up, a bunch of Pidgey fly out. And the competitors enter the stadium, having proven... This is a quote from the announcer, having proven their worthiness by winning a minimum of 8 gym badges. I found that interesting. We never heard that it was a minimum of 8 gym badges. I would.
It's like, do you think they cash in 8? But like if they had 16, they can compete next year, like without having to get more badges?
No, they get 2 slots. They get a bye week if they have 16.
Oh.
Then they get to pass the
like
first
they're
round.
Seeded differently by their badges. Mm-hmm. Maybe the badges are like rated by quality. So then you can get seated. Like everyone's got like the Brock's badge, the pewter or whatever. Like that shit sucks ass. Like that counts nothing. Oh, but Giovanni's badge, very nice badge. Oh yes.
That would make sense, actually.
Yeah.
And that's an interesting
That'd be a cool
world
mechanic.
building
Yeah.
potential. So Ash looks very nervous. Gary does not, of course. And the Flame Runner runs in with the Moltres flame to light the central torch. And at the top of the steps, there's these two very official, professional league representatives there to collect the torch and light the flame. And they grab it. And oh my god! It's Team Rocket! Ah!
Of course it is. And they're dressed in, like, I don't know, Roman robes for a moment, like emperor robes or something, for like 2 hot seconds.
And so Ash knows what's going on. He runs up there. He's like, "Stop! Don't do this!" And they grab the torch and they reveal themselves as Team Rocket. And he's like,
"You
guys
gotta ruin everything."
They're like, "We not everything, but we try to do what we can."
That's a great line.
I love that.
And Jesse says, "Getting fired up over an old flame."
And so James sends out Weezing to smog up the place, and they light the central torch. And then they jump into their giant mech. They have a new mech machine. It kind of resembles like a metapod, but with legs. Like it looks like a grasshopper.
If
I
that
loved
makes
it.
sense.
I liked it. It was neat.
And we got a nice sentence. "If you thought stealing the flame was hot, wait till you see what else we got."
Oh. And so they grab the central torch off of its pedestal or wherever it's sitting, and they put it on the back of their mech, and they jump down into the middle of the stadium to collect some Pokemon. This is just cool. I just really like this mech.
You like this mech?
This rivals the Kangaskhan mech. It's awesome.
It does, actually. It is like a giant robot. And the sort of grasshopper jumpiness of it all is, that's interesting.
And so Pikachu tries to Thunderbolt. It does nothing. Team Rocket have definitely learned since their first encounter to reinforce everything they use with rubber, you know?
And so it's all Thunderbolt immune. And
so Ash, in his infinite wisdom, sends Bulbasaur against the giant torch Pokemon thing.
Oh, it's just so dumb.
Come on, Ash. So he tries to Razor Leaf. Team Rocket has the torch, like, just fucking disintegrate all of the leaves.
They're leaves.
They're leaves.
That's a giant flame.
Yeah. And they corner Ash with this massive flame. He's determined. He's like, this means that there's so much meaning to the league with this flame. I can't just stand down and let them take it. And so Team Rocket are like, okay, we'll fucking kill you then.
Yeah, this was drastic for Team Rocket. They usually don't resort to murdering the kids. You straight up, for all of their intents and purposes, they were murdering Ash.
Yeah, it was definitely attempted.
The flame.
And so they shoot the torch at him. Yeah, they blast him with the fire.
He's covered in fire.
But neither he nor his Pokemon are getting burned.
It's a miracle.
And the flames then form into Moltres itself.
It's kind of like when Moses went up the mountain and saw the burning bush that wasn't actually burning anything, right, Kellan?
Sure.
Sorry, I was just trying to get in our weird Bible story comparison.
Is that what it was? The burning bush not actually burning? I don't know that one.
Yeah, it was like burning forever.
Well.
Like it didn't
okay.
you could like touch it, it wouldn't hurt. It was like what's going on? And it kind of just sounds like a trip. Like you could be like on mushrooms and see something like that.
So the thing about this Moltres that I wasn't quite clear on, what was this supposed to actually be a physical Moltres, or was this a Moltres created like out of the fire being from Moltres, so it can create like the image of a Moltres?
I don't know, but how they showed it felt spiritual. It did feel like
didn't feel
the
real.
Spirit of Moltres is in the room. Hallelujah.
Yeah. Do you feel Moltres in the room with us right now?
Exactly.
Yeah. So yeah, it forms into Moltres, which then slices the mech in half, blowing it up, sending Team Rocket blasting off again, and then the torch lands back in its proper position. Happenstance. Very good stuff. And the Moltres flame flies into the torch, lights it up, and the ceremonies can continue.
Ooh.
And President Goodshow welcomes the competitors in, and it's time for the competition to start. And the narrator says, will Ash find he's out of his league? Either way, he has to be in it to win it. Oh. And that's the episode.
Yeah, I like this episode for kind of setting the scene, bringing us in. The Olympic comparisons are a really nice sort of flavor to it all. Yeah.
It's the torch carrying montage to the theme song. That just hyped me up. Yeah. Hyped me up hard.
It's Brock's basketball gear. Like, What a cool look, Brock. Way to go.
All right, book me.
Book, yeah, right. This is literary hour where I try to pick a book, plot, something like that that's thematically on the nose. This one is very on the nose, okay? I found a book that I have not read, but it sounds amazing, okay? It's by Jeremy Fuchs. I think you say his last name. Fuchs. I don't want to.
Yeah, probably.
I don't want to pronounce that the other way.
Jeremy Fuchs.
Sorry, Jeremy. I'm sure you got that a lot.
No, that's a compliment. That's a compliment. He fucks, man.
All right. The book's called Total Olympics. Every obscure, hilarious, dramatic, and inspiring tale worth knowing. So it was published in 2021, and it's a history of a bunch of random, wacky Olympic stories or various sort of Olympic-like events done over the years, where it actually sounds a lot like my opening bit, but real, highlighting discontinued sports like tug-of-war, firefighting, live pigeon shooting, and painting. So,
what?
Yeah, exactly. So
that's fucked up. Not painting. The live pigeon shooting.
Doesn't that sound like a cool book? I
it does.
want to read it, yeah.
That sounds interesting.
Total Olympics by Jeremy
Fuchs. Live pigeon shooting. Jesus Christ.
All right, we've released the pigeons. We shouldn't have done this in a stadium. Doc!
It's going everywhere.
The pigeons are now in the parking lot. Oh, my car!
Okay.
All right. So next we're going to jump to the pour. This is the plastic ping pong pitcher of objective rankings, where we will pull 2 categories at random that we will rank the episode on. You can hear Kellan fishing around for a good topic.
Mixing them up. Nice and mixy. First category for all fired up will be Team Rocket Scheme. So they're trying to steal fire.
Yes. They tried to steal fire.
Ooga booga, like.
Which sounds pointless.
Dumb.
But we do learn that it's not just fire. It is the essence of Moltres. But Moltres seems to, like, be virtuous, and that this fire has some kind of consciousness, you know? Mm-hmm. So I don't think the fire would have ever, like, gone with their plans.
But you could also just, like, so easily fake it. You could, like, how do you have a certificate of authenticity for Moltres fire?
You could not only fake it, you could just sell merch.
Yeah.
like the thing is, they would legitimately make good business people. Partner with the indigoleague. Sell fake flame stuff, but that's like toys and things. Like, I don't know if you would eat that shit up.
So yeah, at the end of the day, they're trying to steal fire. That
with a grasshopper mech.
I was gonna say it's like a 3, but the grasshopper mech is so cool. It's a 5.
It's a weird scheme. Their tech goes hard this episode because remember at the beginning they cause an earthquake too, basically.
Oh, true. Yeah, but it's just a hole again, really. At the end of the day.
Right. Like the actual scheme of it all is stupid. The tech is cool, but the scheme is bad. So 2.
2. Wow.
Well, I'm with you. They're trying to steal fire. That is dumb.
Hey, you know what? I'm going down to 4.
They sort of tack on that they've got ideas of like, oh, they're gonna, steal Pokemon also, but it's such a footnote.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, maybe we'll steal a Pokemon.
All right, second category will be the Pokemon variety. Now, was there really?
Were there Pokemon?
There was the gang's Pokemon, Pikachu, Meowth, Togepi, Bulbasaur, Squirtle, Vulpix, then Weezing and Victory Bell, the Hitmonchan of the Torchbearer, the Pidgey that got left out of the ball, and then Moltres, which may or may not have even been real.
Okay. That's okay. I found it weak in that respect because the next episode's much better for actually seeing like the Pokemon at this event. But for this one, it was weakish. 3.
It's like I was thinking the same thing because we don't really count the gang's Pokemon, but at the same time, I feel like we don't see Vulpix often at all. Same with the Victory Bell. I think this is like the second time we've ever seen Victory Bell.
Actually, yeah, we don't count the gang's Pokemon, but when we see a good variety of the gang's Pokemon, that is something. Yeah, that's a good point. Okay, I'll pump it up to 4.
I'm gonna stick with the 3. So that's 3 and 3.5, 6.5, 3.25, right? Yes.
Yeah, 3.25. Well, that flame-bearing episode really went up in flames. Terrible.
Horrible episode.
Destroyed by the four-pour. You won't believe how the four-pour destroyed this episode.
All right, and moving on to episode 77, round 1, begin! Where we get a previously on Pokemon.
Yeah, we get the good old shonen anime recap.
So we got to skip like a minute, which is nice. So it's time for the competition to begin, but first we have to go to Oak's lab. They're watching from the lab, Oak and Delia, and a bunch of Pallet Town people. Delia says hi to Ash through the TV screen, which is a very boomer moment.
Hi, Ash. The whole town's in on this watch party. I loved it. Very cool.
I love how they're mainly cheering for Ash, even though Gary is also there from Pallet Town. At least from
that's
what we
true.
know.
And Oak is his grandfather.
Yeah. So
wow,
Ash,
that is weird.
Fuck the grandson. Fuck Gary Oak. No one likes Gary.
No one likes Gary. Yeah, so Ash has to check in to the league. You know, this is the start of the actual competition now. And there's a woman working at the desk. So because there's a woman, we have to go through a really awkward Brock moment where they're like checking in, but Brock
has to check out her smile.
Her out, and it's like, and then Misty's like, check out of here, like, and it's just like, it's to quote myself earlier in the episode, it's cringe, bro.
Ash registers for the league. He asks who he'll be facing in the Indigo Stadium, and Brock's like, whoa, idiot. Fuckwad. You absolute dunce. You don't fight in the Indigo Stadium immediately. What the fuck are you on about? Apparently there's 4 elemental stadiums in the Indigo Plateau. You have to win a match on each of those stadiums, and then you can fight in the Indigo Plateau in the finals. Obviously.
Question for you, Kellan.
What?
Was Pokemon Stadium on the N64 out by the time of this episode? I think it would be.
Right? I actually have no idea.
This is from October 30th. Oh, no, in Japan, this is December 17th, 98.
And Pocket Monsters Stadium, which was the original Pokemon Stadium, was August 1st, 1998.
Okay, could have been planned together. Because a lot of this episode felt Pokemon Stadium-ish to me. I don't remember if the, like, elemental battle stadiums is the thing. But we find out that within these stadiums, you get 3 Pokemon. That's Pokemon Stadium.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's also just competitive.
6.
That's also just competitive Pokemon.
So yeah, Brock is explaining this all, and the stadiums that you have to win in are the rock, grass, water, and ice fields. And Brock, tell us, Kellan, how did Brock learn this all?
He learned it from the Pokemon League handbook.
Oh, which there exists, and Ash did not read.
Of course he wouldn't. Ash read things? Come on.
I find myself often a little bit alienated by this take, but I love instruction manuals. How do you feel? Like for video games and stuff? Like,
I gotta love
back
them.
in the day, kids.
Way back in the day.
Games would come with instruction manuals, and these books were like, I mean, they were just little pamphlets, but they were fucking cool. Like, they had great art in them and sometimes lore. A lot of the times, this was the only way that, like, the story of the game could be told. Like, for NES games, they would come with, like, explaining the plot and stuff. And the original Zelda game came with a map, like, stuff like that.
What
so
archaic
cool.
times.
Yeah.
So Ash is going to learn who his first matchup is going to be. And I found this matchmaking system to be fucking ridiculous. This was stupid. The woman at the desk is like, when you want to find out who you're going to battle and where you're going to battle next, just hit this button. Whatever stadium is lit up when it stops rotating is the stadium you're going to fight on. So, like, you have to fight on each stadium, but it's chosen by roulette? How does that make sense? And then they have to roulette again to choose your opponent. Like, this is a tournament. This should just be seeded. This should be predetermined. What is this? What is this matchmaking system?
They would have, like, a matchmaking system in place exactly. It's like, what is Ash's ELO going into this?
Yeah, this is really dumb. Like, like if it's randomly chosen, it should be randomly chosen from the hop and then, like, laid out for the contestants, not oh, press this button and we'll choose your opponent. Like, how
it makes no logistic sense.
How can you determine that everyone will get the matches they need to do?
To them, the little Simon Says animation roulette thing is kind of pleasing. It's mildly pleasing.
But it makes no sense.
But it's dumb, yeah.
So he'll be fighting this guy named Mandy at 1 p.m., is what we learned, on the water stadium.
Water first, yep.
And so to Team Rocket now, they're TV reporters asking people about the rare Pokemon they have. And this guy they're interviewing is like, I have the best Pokemon. I have a Dodrio. I have a Eradicate, where the background shows a Venomoth. And then he says, and I have a Venomoth. Why didn't he say Venomoth when they were showing the Venomoth? It's a very easy thing to fix, I feel.
Well, Team Rocket is like, yeah, these Pokemon suck.
Yeah.
So they're interviewing people to find rare Pokemon to steal. But everyone they're interviewing, I guess, just says duds.
Mm-hmm. And so they point out Mandy. They see him in the distance, who apparently is a sleight of hand magician.
Right, but they think he might be some chump we can jump.
And James likes his style. Meowth.
Yeah.
Meowth likes the Pidgeotto, where Mandy is doing magic tricks with all these Pidgeotto, but they're not Pidgeotto, they're Pidgey. Come on, Meowth.
Terrible. Right, and so Pidgeys are rare enough for them to steal.
So they go up to him, they're interviewing him. They're from the LCN, the Loving Charming Network.
Oh, wow.
But Mandy says he only appears on networks that have viewers.
Oh, bird.
Holy shit.
Yeah, and he reveals his full title here, Mandy the Astounding. Okay.
And so Jesse, logically, threatens to knock his teeth out.
Yeah, and James is like, act like a TV reporter, not a radio host.
They have to keep holding Jesse
radio
back.
Hosts have really poor manners, I guess is the joke. Kind of funny? I'm not even sure.
So back to shock jocks.
Right.
Rude to people.
Yeah, like the Parks and Rec, Crazy
Yeah.
Ira and the douche, like that kind of thing.
Crazy Ira and the douche.
And the douche.
Back to the gang. Misty is offering Ash to use her Pokemon on the water stadium. Ash is like, I don't need more Pokemon. I got Squirtle. Why would I need more Pokemon than that?
Right, and this is the beginning of what, to me, is a very confusing set of themes and morals that this episode plots down. I thought it was going in one direction, it goes in another, and has left me a little confused. And we will tie the bow on that confusion in a bit.
So they come across Gary again, who he says he'll be on the ice field first, and he's going to be battling soon, and he wishes Ash luck in his first battle because he wants the pleasure of crushing Ash's dreams.
Yeah.
Himself.
Good luck, Ash, so that I can rip your heart out later.
And so he's off to his first battle. Ash gets a phone call from Oak. Oak asks if he wants to swap his Pokemon out because that's what trainers do.
And Ash is like, why are you calling me? And he's like, well, everyone's been kind of optimizing and planning their party setup.
Ash, you still have an open slot.
Oh.
And so Ash finally realizes, we're going into the water stadium. Maybe another water Pokemon would be good. And so he has Oak send him Krabby, who we haven't seen. Well, actually, we have seen around the lab, but he has not been on Ash's team at all since being caught in the Mystery of the Lighthouse, which was episode 16 or something.
Yeah, so that's strange. He's like, well, I'm going into the most important match of my life with a Pokemon that has never seen battle. And plus, this whole meta of needing to have water Pokemon for the water stadium, I actually think Ash's usual trope of just using Pikachu for everything would work very well here. Just light up the water.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, he should just be using a water Pokemon and Pikachu. But Misty's very adamant about you need to use 3 water Pokemon. Well, but that seems so easy to counter. Come on.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense. But she is broaching this from a common sense point of view, being that Krabby has not
fought ever.
He's level 5.
So as Oak goes to transfer Krabby off, Delia shows up on the phone. Ash freaks the fuck out. He's like, why are you there? Why are you hanging out with Professor Oak? That's not okay. And he realizes that the whole town is there then and cheering for him.
Right. They're not alone. There isn't romantic music playing. There aren't candles lit.
Yet.
Yet.
But Delia reminds him to wear clean underwear. Very important.
Brush your teeth, go to bed early, wear clean underwear. She loves that clean underwear meta.
Mm-hmm. And Oak transfers Krabby off to Ash. Now Ash finally has, since I believe he let go of Primeape however many episodes ago, a full team again.
Wow.
Finally. Holy
congrats,
fuck,
Ash. You did it.
Jesus Christ. So Ash meets Mandy, who is his first opponent. Mandy just brushes him off, being like, you're a weakling. You're not going to be any match for me. And
easy for me. And he won't even shake his hands. My hands are for Pokeballs, not people. Like, that's kind of, he's an asshole.
And so Misty keeps questioning Ash about, should you really be using Krabby? He hasn't fought at all. He's never fought. And Ash is like, it'll be fine, Misty. And Brock's like, I actually agree with Misty. And Ash is like, ooh, maybe
Brock's
I should rethink this then.
Misty's being extremely sensible right
now. But I just love it. Misty harps the same point for an hour, and Ash doesn't listen to her. And then Brock's like, actually, I agree. And he's like, maybe I should rethink this. Like, come on.
Well, it's a bit of that.
Why aren't you listening to Misty?
It's a bit of that, getting a second opinion and sexism. Remember sexism? It exists. Oh, Ash.
Ash.
You sexist asshole.
Yeah, Brock tells Ash then they only get to use 3 Pokemon on each match, so he needs to really think on this carefully. Meanwhile, on the TV, we see Gary has won his first battle, and then we go to the water field, where 2 trainers are fighting with a Tentacruel and a Seeking. We see the end of this battle. Seeking goes for a Horn Drill, wins for the green trainer, and Ash is up next. He's shaking. He's so nervous.
He's nervous, yeah.
Brock wants a chocolate shake. And so Ash emerges onto the field. It is Ash versus Mandy, and Ash goes to send out a Pokemon, but then Team Rocket from the announcer booth tell him that they're rooting for him over Mandy. They don't want Mandy to win. They don't like this guy, so they're rooting for the twerp.
Hey, twerp, we're on your side. You better dunk that skunk. Use some spunk and leave him sunk. That was awesome.
And so for breaking into the announcer booth, Team Rocket gets arrested by Jenny and Jenny and Jenny. And Jenny and Jenny.
Jenny squad.
5 Jennies.
Yeah, I do like this segment. So basically, Team Rocket hates Mandy so much after their interaction that they break in to cheer for Ash, pump him up, get arrested by an army of Jennies. And when they're getting pulled away by the cops, Meowth is like, what happened to the freedom of the press?
And Jesse's like, I want a lawyer. James is like, I want my mommy. I loved that.
Now, and then Ash comments, those guys never change. But they just changed dramatically.
Yeah.
They have never done that before. That was an Ash detective moment for me. That was him observing something completely backwards.
They also give looks like Team Rocket is carted off again.
Oh, carted off.
Which is nice.
Okay.
And then we get a thing from Brock about how much he loves the Jennies, and he can tell them apart. There's one wears their skirt a little longer, one wears different perfume. All of these things that cannot be seen in the animation.
Yeah.
Instead of Brock pointing out the fact that each Jenny wears a different symbol on her hat, which is a visual distinction between all of the Jennies.
Oh, you know what? That's kind of funny, actually, that they all ignored the actual distinguishing factor, and Brock just made up some bullshit.
So it's Ash versus Mandy for real this time. It's going to be Krabby.
Let's get into the fight. It's been a while since we've had a Pokemon battle.
Versus Exeggutor. You've seen Exeggutor, big coconut tree guy.
Yeah.
Misty tells him not to use Krabby again. But Ash, of course, 2-ball-headed. It'll be fine. It'll be whatever. Who cares? So Exeggutor goes for a side wave. Krabby dives into the water,
hardens, yeah. And then he's telling him to dodge. Exeggutor, though, and Mandy are kind of pumped. They think that they got him. Basically, Exeggutor is using the side wave to make a whirlpool in the water,
which was wild.
Yes, he's caught like a rubber duck in a whirlpool.
Yeah.
What are you doing with rubber ducks?
So yeah, he whirlpools this Krabby with the psychic. Krabby gets caught in it. Brock tells him he should switch to Pikachu, and so Ash tries to recall him. He can't because the barrages are making the water make a wall that Ash can't get the Pokeball beam through. Meanwhile, Exeggutor is egg bombing the water, creating.
This looks cool. I don't remember this move before, but it's like a bunch of light bombs in the air, basically. And the announcer it's like the 4th of July here.
There's a lot to unpack there.
Which means, again, that Independence Day is canon.
The
Pokemon universe.
Revolutionary War from Galar is canon.
Yeah.
There you go.
From Galar. Is there a USA region?
Yeah, Unova.
Oh,
Unova's
right.
New York.
Well, it's like you said that's like a part of USA though, right?
Yeah, that's the only American region we have. So
right, and that's sort of like the libs area. I want like a good old boys America shooting guns, freedom. These are my freedom. Half the new Pokemon are trucks. That'd be wild.
That's hilarious. There is a car Pokemon now.
Oh my god! Really?
In Gen 9, yeah, okay.
Is his name Mater from the Cars universe? Is his name Lightning McQueen?
I'm sorry, no, it's not really a car. It's more of an engine. But I'll send you a photo. This is Revavroom.
Oh my god! Okay, folks, I am looking at.
I'll throw it up on the video podcast.
Like a disembodied engine with an eyeball. This thing is horrifying.
And then in Scarlet and Violet, there are 5 boss fights where they finish the fight by using a Revavroom that is powering what they call a Starmobile. So you fight this giant vehicle.
Oh, so this engine Pokemon can actually be inserted into different vehicles.
Yeah.
What a cruel fate of this Pokemon. It just has to be an engine.
Yeah. It's wild.
That is wild.
But I love its name, Revavroom. This is so much fun. Anyway, so where were we? So the water is making it impossible for Ash to call it back. And they note that Exeggutor is getting drenched by the water, which I thought would come back. It does not.
Oh,
this is not a
thing. Something that seems important, and it was a throwaway line.
Yeah.
That's weird.
And so Krabby emerges from the water, lands a vice grip, holds on to Exeggutor's leaves. Exeggutor can't concentrate on getting a hypnosis through. And then Krabby leers it and stomps it, knocking out the Exeggutor. Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, and a stomp is just a firm kick in the head.
Yeah. I hate this. This is stupid. This should not have worked.
Too,
Ash should not have been rewarded for throwing Krabby into a battle with 0 experience.
And this is exactly what I was getting at that I found thematically confusing here. Because it seems like it's setting up a moral about sort of thinking things through.
Mm-hmm.
And this is, in the end, this ends up being a so stupid that it works kind of thing.
Yeah, this should have been Krabby gets mollywopped by Mandy, and Ash barely gets through this first match, and then has to like rethink his strategies because what he thought he knew, he does not.
Exactly.
That's what it should have been.
Probably would have seen Pikachu carrying the battle on his back and just barely scratching by. And then Ash has to be like, look what I just put through Pikachu through. This is not worth it. I need to actually come in with tactics. And then the follow-up episodes would be him like researching his opponent and being strategic. And proving Misty sensible, which he was. But
Ash have personal growth?
Now it just makes Misty kind of look condescending.
Yeah.
Because like the theme was Hunga Bunga. You don't need to think. Just go wild.
Fucking wing it.
I don't know about that theme. That is stupid.
Dumb. Yeah, like I thought Exeggutor being drenched in water would be that Pikachu comes in after Krabby, and now that Exeggutor is all wet, it's going to conduct electricity better and get fried.
Right.
Obviously. But no, it doesn't happen. Anyway, so in his victory stance atop Exeggutor, Krabby then evolves into Kingler, which I like that for Krabby. Go Krabby.
Yeah, good for Krabby. Nothing against Krabby during our rant here.
And so Mandy's next choice is Seadra.
So this is the evolved form of Horsey, right?
Yes. And I know that the music here is an original piece, and it's so much fun. It's so quick. It's whimsical. I loved it. And so Seadra goes for the agility. Kingler tries to water gun, but Seadra too fast with the agility. So Kingler tries to bubble, but Seadra too fast again, still. But then somehow gets caught in the bubbles and gets sent flying?
It's like, the bubbles don't work, and then they work.
Okay.
Goes flying and uses Crab Hammer, which is just like Kingler's version of a punch. Just Crab Hammer.
Which sends Seadra into the bubbles, and when it emerges, Seadra's out.
And
is done.
Seadra, evolved form of Horsey. It's a little more dragon looking. And the Dex calls it the Dragon Pokemon, but it's not dragon type, right?
No, but Gen 2 Kingdra is a new evolution for Seadra, and that one is part dragon. But Seadra itself is not. So, yeah, Seadra's out. Ash does a little dance with Pikachu. I thought that was cute. That was fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and
that was
Mandy,
very nice, them partying.
Mandy has one Pokemon left, and they hype this one up. They hype it up so much. It's like, you may have taken out 2 of my Pokemon, but I have a secret weapon. The ultimate Pokemon. It's fucking Golbat.
Yeah, it's like not very impressive at all. This is the evolved form of Zubat. It's Zubat with a big mouth.
The giant fucking mouth. And Brock is like, oh my god, this is the worst thing to happen to Ash. Kingler's weak to air attacks. What the fuck are you talking about?
That's not a thing, right?
That's not a
where
thing.
Where did that come from?
Like,
He's
Kingler's
like, oh my
grounded,
god, this is terrible. Crabs are scared of bats. Like, what? It's a thing? I mean, they might be, but like, where'd that come from?
Oh my god. So Kingler dives. Golbat goes for a takedown. Kingler tries to vice grip it, but Golbat's too fast. It double teams out of there and goes to the Razor Wind. It lands directly on Kingler, but Kingler ain't out yet. He's not going down. Golbat goes for the Mega Drain, but Kingler hyper beams Golbat right in the fucking face.
Pow, right in the kisser.
And knocks it out immediately.
Boom, fries Golbat. Ash wins.
His first league match.
Kingler.
Sweep. Kingler sweep. Let's go.
Mandy the Astounding, a renowned competitor. The audience loved him. He's a fan favorite. Was swept by a crab who has never seen war. This is bad. That makes no sense.
And yeah, Ash can't even fucking believe it. Like, there's a few seconds after he wins where it's just zoomed in on his face and he's just like blank staring. Like, oh my god.
Yeah, he's like,
what just happened?
Did I do that?
Did I do that? And so he goes to hug Kingler. It's adorable. We can get Kingler's the classic Kingler cry. Cookie, cookie.
Yeah, what is he saying? Most Pokemon say their name. Yeah, he's saying C is for cookie. That's good enough for me.
I think he is just saying cookie. The voice actor just goes cookie, cookie. And so Brock's looking at the rule book again, and he says that winners should conduct themselves with dignity and restraint. And Ash ain't. Ash isn't doing that. He's looking at the cameras like, I just won. I just wiped the ground with that guy, and I'm gonna fucking do it again. We'll do it with the next guy.
With the next guy. And the guy after that. And the guy after that.
You're all fucked.
I'm going to hit them so hard, they wish they hadn't been hurt that hard. I am so smart. SMRT.
I mean, SMART. Beautiful. And so the narrator, we're finishing out the episode. The narrator ponders, is this a winning streak or beginner's luck? Either way, second round is just around the corner. Which it is, and that's the episode.
Nice. I mean, so that episode was
fun,
decent. Yeah, it was fun. But with all of our constructive criticisms, it could have been better.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Just and not anything about the animation, the flavor of it. That is all good, right? Like it's
just the story,
fun battles, but it's just like the story and how it fits together with sort of like the themes they set up. Like it doesn't,
mm-hmm.
Right? It needs a bit of a kick in the tires. So. Yeah, so that whole thing is going to lead me to my literary comparison, okay? And the trope that I found that this might fall under is called the crazy enough to work trope, where characters in something try something that they've been sort of like setting up as a bad idea, and then it ends up working, okay? So I think that's what happens here is like Misty and Brock give good reasons of why Ash is being dumb, and it works, right? It's such a stupid idea that it works. Now, I had trouble finding like classic literature to fit in. So I'm going to pick what everyone thinks of when they think of classic literature. The Ghostbusters, 1984, the original Ghostbusters movie. So they spend a good chunk of that movie talking about how with their ghost combating equipment that they should not cross streams, right? The idea is like, don't cross streams with your blast. However, they defeat the big enemy by crossing streams. They're like, it's the last thing we'll do. We don't know what else to do. We'll cross streams, and it works. It like makes an explosion, and it works out. So that's kind of like this, right? Although that's a better version of that trope, I think, because they say don't do it because it's dangerous, but they're in a situation where they have to take a big risk. So that kind of makes sense.
Yeah, whereas the Krabby situation is just dumb.
It's just bad idea.
Just a bad idea.
Worked for no good reason.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ugh. Oh, Ash. You can't keep getting away with it, Ash.
You can't keep getting away with this.
All right. Are we going to rate it?
We better.
All right.
I'll die.
First category for round 1 begin is, this is a good one. This is I think the newest category for the 4-4. Whatever will constitute giving this episode a 10.
Well, it's the stupid decision making.
I don't know. That's too obvious.
Too obvious?
That's too obvious.
You want to zone in on something?
It's got to be something specific.
Okay, what about the Team Rocket changing sides? Team Rocket changing sides categorization.
Here's the thing: as we'll get farther into the series, Team Rocket actually roots for Ash a lot more.
Right, so it would become more relevant.
It would. But I
want
want
to pick something
like
totally dumb.
I want something like how you put it 2 weeks ago with like giant oiled up chests. Something stupid like that. That's way more fun.
Okay, Kombat Krabs. Crab warfare. This episode gets a 10 in demonstrating crab warfare at its finest. It's crabs kicking. It's crabs punching. It's crabs doing what crabs do best. Kicking ass.
Yeah, I'm putting it as crab combat. That's a 10. Oh my god.
That's a 10 in crab combat. We're pulling the crab combat one. Can't believe this episode just got a 10.
So as we talked about when we put this category into the 4-4 2 weeks ago, with crab combat being what constitutes a 10 in this situation, crab combat itself will now go into the 4-4 as a category.
And it will stay there until an event happens that we pull it and give it a 0.
And then it will be banned removed. Forever.
Right.
And we will never be able to use it again.
The pay it forward event.
Mm-hmm. All right. So crab combat's a 10 for this episode. Second category, the anime sweat drops. Were there any?
Ooh, not much. So I'm the one that documents that. And I think this one's low, actually.
Yeah, I don't remember any specifically.
Okay, Jessie has one when she's talking to Mandy, and they're doing the magic, and she's given a rose. He gives her a rose. She has a big sweat drop there. I don't think she was charmed so much as like, what the fuck is this guy doing? That might be the only one I have.
Oh, that's weak.
That's weak.
That is very
the sweat
weak.
drop trope. This is the trope where they use these big sweat drops, usually to show surprise, embarrassment, that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And they can be funny. Oh, here's one other. When Brock is simping about all his favorite Jennies, Misty has one. She's like, you can tell them apart.
That's better.
That's better, yeah. Because that's actually a pretty good use of, is like the Misty sweat drop for Brock discussion.
Mm-hmm.
Disgustment. I wouldn't go higher than a 3, though. This isn't a sweat drop episode. You know, there's occasionally ones where there's like a banger joke with a big sweat drop, but this is not it.
Yeah, I'm with you there.
This ain't it, dog.
10 and 3, that is 6.5. Better than the movie. So that's...
Hashtag better than the movie.
I'll stop making that joke.
That's such a meme.
In 2 months.
What,
I
is
won't
that
stop
when we do the next movie?
No, I'm just saying I'm not going to stop anytime soon.
Oh, okay.
But that is it for today. We did it.
Woohoo! We're here. We're partying. We're hanging out in Olympic Village. We aren't being involved in the orgies or doing coke or really anything. But, you know, it's still an okay place, even if you don't partake.
It's scenic.
It's scenic, exactly. It's got good vibes. People are having fun.
You want to know what we're doing next week?
Yes, I do. Please tell me.
It's the second part of the league, the next 2 episodes. It's episode 78, Fire and Ice, followed by episode 79, the 4th Round Rumble.
Woohoo. Those sound fun.
Mm-hmm. And then after that,
Fire and Ice.
It's the final Indigo League week.
Yeah, we're going to do the last 3 in one big shebang.
It's getting real.
Oh, yes.
We're almost
That
done.
one will
Indigo
be
League.
so real, I can't handle it. I'm much more comfortable with nonsense.
Yep.
How can I survive without nonsense?
With shit that doesn't have any stakes or meaning or plot.
All right. So this is To Kill A Delibird. If you'd like to give us some tips on the episodes, you can leave comments on the YouTube channel or on the Hydra Leech YouTube channel. You can also email us at tokilladelibird@gmail.com. Audio versions are available anywhere fine podcasts are downloaded. Please, leave reviews, likes, stars, whatever kind of fits the platform. Auto downloads on Spotify help as well. Intro and outro music is 80s Synthwave by Alexi Action. I've been Graham, Kellan's been Kellan, and the world keeps on turning.
Does it? Or is it a flat earth? You ever thought about that?
This is To Kill A Delibird, the premier flat earth
conspiracy
podcast.
theory podcast.
Oh my god, flat earthing is crazy.
It's the most ridiculous fucking thing. Okay,
See
bye.
ya.